adult probation bond.
Who's speaking?
This is Melanie.
Melanie. Hi, Melanie. My name is Brandon. I need to clarify a couple things. I'm not sure if I had spoken to you the other day or who I had spoken to that was explaining some things to me that didn't really make any sense, but I'm hoping you might be able to clarify them for me.
Okay, yes, it was me.
Okay. Well, there's the first thing I need to clarify is I'm looking over the docket information for this whole fraudulent case, and I don't see anywhere in the docket information where it shows that there is any hearing scheduled or any upcoming hearing scheduled. I was informed that there's supposedly a hearing scheduled for July 9th at 9 a.m., but it's not reflecting that in the docket information. So I'm curious where you got that information from.
Directly from the court. Because it's an arraignment, it isn't. You originally were docketed for last Wednesday, but due to the circumstance and you needing to address the judge directly, the judge that wasn't hearing cases, they had to get it moved, and that was the next available date to get that moved.
Well, that's not.
He was able to do that.
That's not why that was rescheduled. It was rescheduled because Mark C. Flegel was assigned to the case, and it was a conflict of interest. And instead of the court paying attention to the fact that I already had a lawsuit filed with the court, and Mark C. Flegel was in charge of that lawsuit, for the dereliction caused the delay and the requirement for the case to be reassigned.
Correct, and that's what I'm saying. That judge was not on the bench that day, so in order for you to address the fact you went to represent yourself and be arraigned, the judge that is on the case, which is not Judge Flegel, which is Judge Cottrell, could not get it docketed again until the 9th.
Well, and just to clarify, I'm not interested in doing anything on what you're assuming that I'm or saying, or that you're presuming that I'm going to do. I'm just trying to understand this because I don't need legal advice. I'm just trying to understand why I'm giving information that's not properly being posted on the website or for public information.
That is just for the public. I mean, that has no reflection on you directly.
Well, no, right. But as far as
the public portal, it doesn't have to have every bit of information.
Well, it should.
But it doesn't have to, sir.
So they can.
A lot of things aren't privy to the public, so therefore it contains whatever information they have available.
So if the court, let me just clarify
this. If you don't
this.
want to appear for your court hearing, that's fine. I'm telling you what it is. If you don't appear, they'll issue a warrant for you.
Well, I don't need any threats. I'm just trying to understand the situation.
And I'm telling you, the information came directly from the court. I'm a representative of the court, and I'm telling you that's when your court hearing is. You can appear or you cannot appear.
So let me clarify this then. So if they're not posting the information publicly, if they schedule a hearing and don't bother notifying me by any means properly to notify me of a hearing, how can they hold me for a failure to appear? Isn't that entrapment?
How is it entrapment? I told you when your hearing is.
Well, in this situation, I'm talking about a hypothetical situation where, just like this, where they schedule a hearing but don't bother notifying me or notifying the public or putting it on the public record like they're supposed to by law, and then have the hearing without notifying me, but then I'm being threatened to be charged with the failure to appear.
And it wasn't a threat. I'm just telling you, you have been notified of your court appearance. It's necessary by me, who is a representative of the court. In future, if you should be allowed to represent yourself, they will provide you all documents that are filed as the attorney of record. If you have an attorney, the attorney is notified of all appearances and therefore passes along the information to their client.
Oh, that's nice. You guys notify them. But just to clarify, I'm not required to have an attorney, and the law doesn't require that I have an attorney. And on top of that,
you can take that up with the court.
Oh, I thought you were a court representative.
I am, but that is the judge's. I don't impose the law.
Well, neither do they.
And a conversation for the judge, which is why you have a court appearance on Friday.
They're not my judge. Only God is my judge. See, I think that's the problem is there's a complete ignorance of the law. And okay, well, let me clarify this other situation here because something else you had told me is a cause for concern because it's another clear case of entrapment. Now, the state of Ohio has authorized the use through a doctor's recommendation for the use of medical or medicinal marijuana. Now, you had informed me, even though it doesn't say specifically in the paperwork, you had informed me verbally that if there are any trace elements in my biological systems that happen to come up on a test or test positive for, that would be a violation of the bond. Now, how can the state of Ohio authorize the use through a doctor's recommendation, but then just at their whim reject that authorization and try to use that as a sign of, for lack of better terms, incrimination? I mean, that is clear entrapment to authorize the use, to take my money, to give me the authorization to purchase the medicine and use it, but then threaten me with a violation if it happens to be in my system. That doesn't make any sense to me. I wonder if you can explain that a little bit to me, and maybe let me know the codes where to explain specifically that situation.
Well, not every person who gets a prescription is under the direction of a court, so that's where there's some difference there. But you can take that up situation with the judge.
Well, the difference is I'm not a person. I want you to clarify.
Order.
I want to clarify because you keep referring to me as I'm not a person.
You can take that up with the court.
I don't need to. You're calling me a person. I'm taking that up with you because you're referring to me as a person. I'm letting you know verbally that I'm not a person. So please don't refer to me as a person.
Then I guess you don't need any medical marijuana if you're not a person, because the law says that is prescribed to people. So.
Oh, really?
I guess there's your caveat.
So now you're giving me legal advice?
If you want to argue, you can come to court on Friday. Are you reporting?
No, I'm not arguing whatsoever. I just want to get this on the record and get the truth on the record so that people can hear the ridiculous excuses that you people are giving. By the way, I'm recording the conversation, and I will be posting it publicly for people to hear, and for anybody that deems necessary can pay attention to what's going on here. This is completely unlawful. This is entrapment.
And you're recording me without telling me as well.
I just told you.
Take that up as well. No, you didn't prior to the beginning of this
I
conversation.
don't have to tell you anything.
Okay. Okay, if you're either reporting on bond, if you're not reporting on bond, then don't continue to report on bond, and that will be a violation. You're either reporting on bond, you can report your address and phone number, and the conversation is over. You are due in court on Friday at 9 o'clock.
Thank you for your time.